Good morning. Good morning, Betty. Good morning, Elizabeth. How is everyone today? I hope you're all doing well. I'm waiting for WoodUBend to sprinkle us out. And actually, I might as well. Find myself. And hopefully we won't have any problems. Why am I wearing two pairs of glasses? Good morning, Pam. So today, hey, good morning, WoodUBend Moldings. How are you? It's a great morning here in Boston, and we're going to be doing some decoupage, maybe some trim, but I haven't decided on my trim yet because the paper is a bit small, but we're going to work with it. So I started off with a tray that I got from the store, whatever they're called, I can't remember. And it's actually made in Canada. I don't know what kind of silver. It has no markings. I cleaned it with some alcohol. Hey, Leona, how are you? Thank you for sprinkling. That helps us out a lot. And I cleaned it with alcohol. Well, obviously I removed the tag first and cleaned it with alcohol. And then I gave it a coat of white paint. I don't know, Pam, if I will or not, but it is completed, and it will be available for the auction. I'm not really sure yet if I can get some more, but I will try. Send me a text message, send me a private message, and I'll try and figure it out. So, after I gave it a coat of white paint, I used chalk paint. I did not prime. The plan is to put, this is Peonies and Plumes. And I could have chosen, there was 3 pieces on here. So with this kind of paper, because you can do 3 different projects with this. I did think about using the peony one because it is bigger and it won't give me a hard time. But I decided that why make it easy on myself? I'm going to give myself a hard time. So this is the paper that I cut out. I did not bother doing anything to the edges. You can, depending on your surface. You can remove the white by cutting it. Or you can use a brush and feather the edges. So let's start. I have my infuser in here, but when you get it, you will be getting it in this. Hey, Sunny, how are you? But I pour it into like a ketchup bottle, and it makes it easier for me to pour. So I'm just going to add, and as usual, I probably add more than I need. No, Betty, it's not on my Etsy store. All decoupage paper is on, yep. Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you, Betty. So I'm just going to paint this. It's not perfectly painted. As long as I get a white background, I'm fine. And yes, I did add too much, so I'm going to have to remove some. Let me see if I can move it. Thanks, Betty. I always add too much, but don't waste it like I did. I'm just taking some off and I'll be able to use it for morning, Tina. How are you? How's the weather in Canada? And as I said, I did not cut the edges because I want to try and center this. And I'm not very good at centering. I painted it white because, you know, under every decoupage paper, to make the decoupage paper show up, using a white background is what you really need to do. And I know it's not centered. I know it's not centered. Usually I would sit there with a ruler and measure. Oh, it's hot and stinky. Yeah, it is here too. I read somewhere we're supposed to get a really bad storm on the East Coast, but nobody said where. So, this is down, and I'm just going to use my leftover infuser. And I have a hair here to apply it, to go over it, to seal it. And this is amazing paper. You can see where the, I'll show you, the fibers are really strong. It's one of my favorite papers. And I want to make sure that I have a good seal on it because we are going to apply WoodUBend. And I'm just using the, good morning, Sonia, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Boston is very hot and humid today. I just went out. But at least it's better than Austin, where my husband is. It's 105 degrees there, which is really high. So we end up with this. No, I don't ship to Canada. Tina, you can, Gail, thank you. Tina, there is a retailer in Canada, WoodUBend Canada. Can someone post Donna's link? She's amazing. She's a good friend of mine. So I know you want to give me your business, Tina, but the shipping will be terrible. So please, please, I will send you a message with Donna's contact information. Good morning, Dolly. How are you from the UK? We've got Canada, we've got the UK, and we've got the rest of America. So I'm just drying this. I want to make sure it's dry. And I might give it another coat of sealer, only because I'm going to, well, I have a dilemma. And I'll explain the dilemma in a minute. How is the weather, Dolly, in Ireland? Did I say we have England? No. Yes, we do. Okay. I will, yeah, all right. Will, Tina, send me a message. Let me check. I don't remember. If I don't have it, I will probably be able to get some. The Greek key. Hold on. Would you mind sending me? I will write this down. A lot of questions. Greek key. And that's good morning, Kim. For Sonia Sutton. My memory's like a sieve. I hate it, but... And Tina, yes, we will talk. Sorry about that. I have, this is TR12, which is what I was planning to use. And you are? Oh, I'm so sorry, Dolly. But my memory's a sieve because I'm going to be a grandma soon. And my daughter's sending me messages, so... Anyway, this is TR12, but it works great on the edges here, but not so well here. So I'm hoping that if I use this trim, I will be covered. So let's heat it up and do the measuring. And I did have my trim. And then I wasn't sure about what colors to use. I have these three. Well, Betty, great minds think alike. I have these three colors. I'm tempted to use the Van Dyke Brown or the Deep Gold. Oh, why am I heating that again? But I am going, good morning, Trina. Good morning, Rennie, how are you? So I'm just heating, this is WoodUBend, and if you've never seen WoodUBend, it's an amazing product. It's a wood that bends, and it will not, in its cold state, it's hard and brittle, and it comes in trims, it comes in various designs. I have well over 300 in my Etsy store. And I have all these colors in my Etsy store. I have the infuser. So as you can see, I'm warming it up. You can put it on a griddle. You can heat it up. If you heat it with a hairdryer, it's going to take a lot longer. So I'm using this heat tool because it's quiet. Are you using WoodUBend on it, Dolly? And see, when it heats up, you can bend it. And when you get your trims and you heat them up, keep them in a coil. They heat up much, much better. And this, as I said, is called Peonies and Plumes. So I'm just going to heat it up really well. This is a little bit thicker, and I'm sorry I can't remember the number, but the other reason I chose this one is because it's got vines, and these have kind of the same similar pattern. Hey Jane, good morning. Can you see, or shall I turn you down? It is amazing. I do love it. So I'm just going to cut right here, and you can cut it with scissors. And right now I'm cutting it a little bit bigger, just so that it fits, and I can cut it down. But this is how it's going to look. So it covers up this white, and it covers up this white. So let's heat up again. How are you doing, Trina? Good morning, Lori. How are you? I got 3 of them. I got them from the thrift shop. Good morning, Jessie from Australia. Thank you, Jessie. Actually, great minds think alike, Jane, because that's exactly why I bought. There were 3 of them, and I bought the 3. I thought I'd use one on WoodUBend, and the gowns was exactly what I was going to be using mine on. It's hard to get these smaller ones. Okay, let's measure again. And I'm measuring rather slowly because I don't like to rush my projects. That's the second one. And this is moldable enough. I know it takes away from some of the picture, but that can't be helped. You can cut it with scissors. You can cut it with a knife. One of those, you know, knives that oh, good. Oh, I'm so glad, Dolly. I just added a little bit more here because I want it to be well sealed. You don't have to do this. And whilst we're painting the WoodUBend, I will leave it to dry, and then afterwards, if I have to, I will dry it with my hair dryer. Well, not my heat tool. So I'm going to move this away, and can't decide. I would have liked the red, but I don't have any, so maybe the green. The green will pick up on some of this, and maybe we can highlight with the other colors. Let me just get a tool. My sealer is my infuser, Jane. It's the Posh, it's this one. It's the Posh Chalk Infusor. So let me get a palette knife. My chalk paint is a little bit drier, because I use it often and I don't seal it. Good morning, Raquel. How are you? Thank you for joining. I'm going to add some water to it, and adding water to it does not take away from its, this is a metallic paste, and I just want to mix it well. It does not take away from its metallic properties. It will still look metallic. Maybe I should have kept my palette knife to mix it more with the water, but it's early in the morning here in Boston, so I'm not Thank you everyone for joining. I really appreciate this. Thank you for your support. And WoodUBend thanks you for your support too. It's a great product. I've been a stockist for them since May of 2019. Is it May or March? Or is it 2000? I don't remember. But what we're going to do is we're going to use the green to paint, and you need to make sure that you get in all the nooks and crannies. And you can spray your WoodUBend as well. And I could have flattened it before I painted it, but I didn't. It's going to take me a few minutes to paint this. It's water. It's water because I'm diluting the metallic, the Posh Chalk metallic paste can be used as is, or you can dilute it with water, or you can put it through a stencil and puff it up. I just didn't want to get everywhere dirty. So I'm just making sure. Good morning, Wanda. How are you? And there's no way I can avoid getting my fingers. I can't keep them clean. So I'm going to put this to the side and paint the rest. And you can see how easy it is to just mix it with water. And I'm going to spray. I hope the weather is good wherever in the world you are. Almost there. And we're going to highlight this. I'm not sure if we're highlighting with Posh Chalk pigment or wax, or possibly the another metallic paste of the same color. I'm just painting this. And my comments aren't updating. Oh, you can? Yeah, this is amazing because it's one of the very few products that I know of, and I've been painting for a while, that when you add water to it, it still retains its metallic properties. Almost there, one more to go. Yes, Betty is correct, Dolly. Unless you have a hot head, Dolly. And again, I should have spread some water. It just makes it easier to apply. It also makes the paste go further. It is so hot and humid in Boston. Yesterday was terrible. It was 94 where I live. And 94, I can't figure out how. It's probably late 30s centigrade. I should know the conversion. I used to know the conversion. Okay, so I'm going to move this aside, but I'm going to keep it close to me because I'm going to need, I might need a touch-up. Oops. I'm going to dry these. I don't want my tray getting dirt. Oops. There goes my shorts. And I told you we need to keep this close by so that I can touch it up. Let me get another wipe. I am not the world's best or elegant painter. I'm a messy painter. Look at my hands. But it's fun. Yes, it would be, Dolly, but the only thing... Where is my tray? Okay, it's right here. Let me check. That needs drying. But if the plastic headband moves, then that will crack it. You can make it for sure as a bracelet, and I've done that. You can even make, if you're making a circle. Oh, good morning, Laura. How are you? You can make it into a circle and make it into a napkin ring, especially the wider trims. Good morning, Laura. So I'm just going to dry these right now because they are wet. Yeah, you can, Dolly, but you can try it. If I had a headband, I would do it. But this is 99% dry. And I want to show you, can you see the metallic, how metallic it is? Oh, and this is not dry. Sorry, I lied. Oh, you're never late. Never ever late. No one's ever late. I'm just going to start flattening it. And there's a couple of areas that I missed, and we can touch those up. That color is amazing. It's called Green Dark. It's a kind of green that's not olive, it's not an olive green, it's like a, how do I describe it? It's hard for me to describe. It is beautiful. Thank you, Laura. I was going to do something else this morning. And that was a house made of metal. Yeah, it's like a dark mossy green. Thank you, Rennie, for finding my words. Everyone that knows me knows I have problems with words. But this is what I was going to do today. But I thought I'd leave it for another day. I really wanted to do the tray. Now I have one concern. When I dry this, I will tell you. Don't want the tray dirty. Hey, good morning, Nicole. How are you? I hope you're having a great morning. Yeah, thing is my favorite word too. Yeah, the metal house was another thrift store find, but I thought I would only be able to do the decoupage. There is something I do need to tell you, and that is, and I tried this out last week, if you've got leftover Posh Chalk metallic and don't know what to do with it, because if you leave just a little bit in your jar, it could dry out. So what I did, I had a jar, and I think it was, yeah, it was the deep gold, and I was running out, and I did get a new one. But instead of letting it dry, I got a thin mold like this. This is not a deep mold. I put my Posh Chalk metallic paste all over, and I used a palette knife or a spatula, and I put them in. I left it to dry overnight, and these are some of the small details that I got. So just remember, don't waste, don't waste. And you can see the details are really, really good. It's, let me show you. Right now, it's kind of pliable, but this I did a week ago. I don't want to bend it too much because these are very, very thin. And with clay, you can't get thinness that easily. But I'm bending it so I can put it on a surface like this. But that's besides the point. That's not what I was here for. But that was just an extra thing that I discovered last week that I thought might be useful instead of throwing out or letting it dry. So we're going to put this here, but I also need to be careful. Let me do the sides first. And I am going to have to cut some of the edges. And what we use to apply our WoodUBend is a wood glue. I use Tite Bond Quick and Thick. It is quick, and it's also incredibly thick. So I'm just going to apply it, and I'm going to use my, oops, I don't want it getting on here, on my fingers. They say it dries clear. I won't vouch for that. And make sure you get every single surface on there. And WoodUBend, I'm probably going to go more than, well, I've already gone more than the 15-20 minutes. So I hope you don't mind me continuing. If you do, please send me a message and I will Yes, I will, Jane. Just give me a second. Oh, you're so sweet. Yes, I was planning on, but I didn't want to reveal it until I did my live on WoodUBend. Thank you, Betty. So I've put this on. And my one concern is this is a rounded corner. And with a trim this wide, I'm not that much of an expert on rounded corners. It's this. Tight Bond, Quick and Thick. Did you get a screenshot, Jane? Please let me know so that I can put it down. Sorry, I've got a show. The show must go on. So I've just placed this here. I'm going to do the same to this side. Okay, great, Jane. Thank you. And again, I'm applying it. It's a little bit light on here, so I'm going to add a little bit more. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dolly. You're so sweet and you're so thoughtful. And I'm going to apply this here. You are really sweet. Not terribly sweet. You're very, very sweet, Dolly. Now, I know if you look closely, there are some areas that might need repainting. And I can do that, but I won't take your time. Right now. Yeah, WoodUBend is amazing, Raquel. And the Posh Chalk papers, the colors are so vibrant. Okay, now, I might have to, after I glue this on, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do the borders. So they may not look good for a while, but I'm not perfect. Especially at mitering or carving. That's why I use WoodUBend, because I don't like to carve. Well, it's not I don't like it, I don't carve. Where's my last one? Can anyone see my last WoodUBend? Oh, there it is. Just going to put some of this. Because I put too much on. And I want to make sure my white paper is covered from, yeah, I just saw it. Oh, Dolly, you are so funny. I'm a magnet. I wish I was. I love what I do, and I love WoodUBend. Dolly is a treasure, that's right. Oh, no, you can tell her. Tell her, please. And my tray is getting hot. I am going to miter this right at 45 degrees, providing I can find my cutter. Oh, there it is. Hopefully this works and it's sharp. Oh, there is a lag? Okay. So I'm going to cut this. And this is not going to be the best miter, I'm telling you right now, because the shape is curved. And I need to remove this. Just want to move some of this. This might be better. Oops. No, you're not just a people's person. You're an amazing person. And hopefully I'll do a better miter cut here. So I'm just cutting through. Earlier you saw me using scissors, and now I'm using a knife. And I'm just removing the one underneath. You know, by the time you put the paint, it's not going to show. She is authentic. You know, what you see is what you get, or what you hear, or what you read is what you get. So we're going to do this last bit, and then we're going to stop because I'm at 45 minutes. I've already taken up more time than I should have. I will correct this. And when I come back in 2 weeks, we'll continue with this. We're going to decide what we're going to do here, all around, and what highlight we're going to use. Thank you, WoodUBend, for being patient with me. I don't usually take up this much time, but sometimes it happens. So make sure you cover all the WoodUBend, and if some seeps through, that's fine. It means that you have a good blonde. Now I need to be careful because I'm going to move this a little bit. Because I didn't center this, thank you, Sonia. Because I didn't center this well, I'm going to have to paint the green behind here because it's white right now. But art is not perfect. I'm not perfect. Thank you. Let me see if the tray is very, very hot, obviously, because I'm heating it up. I'm just removing this. I don't want to break. Okay, now that's a much better miter. But practice makes perfect. I did it fine on my third one. I guess I'll, yeah, that's really, it's a silver, Betty. And I don't want it to, well, actually, it doesn't say silver or aluminium. No, it's not aluminium. It's silver. It's not one of the dollar store ones. By aluminium, I'm guess you're trying to ask if it's one of those bendable ones. I guess you could do it with that, but I wouldn't waste my WoodUBend. I guess practice does not make perfect. Because I just messed this one up. If it was perfectly square, I could have had no problems. Now, if you do cut it a little bit smaller than you wanted, WoodUBend stretches by about 10%. So let's heat it up. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dolly. Okay, now I'm just going to push it together and hold it. And it's still hot. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Raquel, for sending me hearts. Thank you, Betty. I can see your face on the hearts, or your picture. Okay, so as you can see, I stretch it. So let's just recap what I did. We applied this paper on this tray, and it's called Poppies and what did I tell you? I told you my brain is crazy. Oh, poppies. No, peonies and plumes, not poppies. Thank you for the hearts. And then we used this trim. I have a feeling it's TR009, but I'm not sure. And we painted it with dark green. We used the infuser to apply this. Now, I'm not sure whether to paint the whole thing green. Maybe I will. But maybe we'll do that on the next one. So this is what we have so far. Oh, I'm holding it upside down. Thank you so much for spending the last 50 minutes with me. Thank you, WoodUBend, for the opportunity to let me stay on this long. Yes, absolutely. You can mount it anywhere you want. I'm planning to also, when I finish this, to pour some resin inside. So that you can use it as a food platter. Because there are some epoxies where you can use food. I mean, you can use, it's food safe. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Leona. Thank you, Rennie. Thanks, Laura, again. Trina, thank you. Dolly, thank you. Betty, thank you. Thank you, Kelly. Everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful day. And we will continue this in 2 weeks' time. And hopefully we won't take